So as you grow your detailing business, eventually over time, there's a chance that you might offer or want to offer new services. So that could be literally anything. It could be maybe you're just like doing detailing, whether it's like, exterior detail, interior detail, and then maybe you want to take the step into paint correction and ceramic coating, right? That could be a new service. Although that still falls very well within like the detailing line of services. But if you don't have the polisher, the pads, the compounds, the scales and all that, that's a new service that you offer. Or for many cases, for many detailers, it might be you go into film, whether it's window tint, whether it's PPF, whether it's vinyl wrap, or I don't see it as often, but another service that detailers will offer is maybe PDR, paintless dent removal. So regardless of which way you want to go, this is the formula that I use to offer new services. And the way I do this is just so like one, there's not a big commitment of money. Two, you stay proactive and you do all you can beforehand before you start offering the services. Um, and depending on what service that you're doing, like setting yourself up for success when it comes to getting more and more practice in. So let's just dive into what I kind of do. So first thing off the top is I always like, and again, this is applicable for us when we did window tint, when we offered PPF, when we offered vinyl wrap. Like there's no different than what I did across those three. So one is we always market the service far before we're ready to offer it. So when we first started doing vinyl wrap, and we didn't know nothing about vinyl wrapping, but we committed to saying, hey, let's learn and offer this service. Let's say let's say February 1st, we said, yeah, let's do it. And let's say by the end of February, we were gonna send Angel to go get trained on it, right? So minimum of like 6 months of like, hey, we're gonna get kind of good at it, right? By February like 6th, like a week later, I already had a vinyl wrap page on our website published and optimized, because I know over the next year we're not going to be able to do much because we're just going to practice and practice and practice and practice. But I want to start marketing these services now. That way in 12 months or in 9 months or in 15 months, that page starts to actually pick up traction. So I want to be super proactive with the marketing side. And if you want to get more in-depth training on growing your business, you can click the link down below and check out my online training platform called Detailers Growth Academy. It's my all-access pass to all the trainings that I have, whether it be on marketing or sales or knowing your numbers or operations or hiring or a bunch of other topics in growing your business. It's all included in that one training. And every month I'm adding more and more content, and I'm updating more and more content. So if you're interested in that and you want more detailed training, then click the link down below. So I always market the service far before we're ready to offer the service. Like it never fails, because I would rather have people finding me or asking me about whatever service and me saying, hey, not right now. Hey, get on the waiting list and I'll give you a discount. I'd rather start already having those conversations now, far before I'm ready. That way I can just start getting more insights into that service and see what people are asking, and maybe give out some numbers to kind of gauge the market in terms of what are people willing to pay for. So I always market way ahead of time, because I would rather have people asking me about it now and start building up that traction versus me not doing anything and waiting those 8 months to 12 months to get ready to offer the service because of the skill set. And in 12 months, I'm like, okay, start the market now. Or now let's wait another 6 months for things to pick up, and and for the website to be optimized and to rank and for all the other things that happen. So I want to start as soon as I can, because worst come to worst, I just say, hey, not right now, but in the future. Versus if I don't market at all, I don't get that opportunity to talk to them at all. So I always market the service far before we're ready. I did that with PPF, I did that with vinyl wrap, and we did that with window tint. I always market far before we're ready to actually offer that service. Now, in that regard, I would stick to more organic methods. So like on this one, we 85% of our customers come through SEO. So when I say market the services, it's for like I created a page, optimized that page, and I published it on our website. If you're doing organic content on Instagram, you can or TikTok, you can post videos of you installing tint, whatever service you're doing, installing tint and saying, hey, practicing launching this service, December of 2025 or what have you, right? So you can always give like teasers of like, hey, here's what we're doing and here's what when we're launching it. I wouldn't start running ads for it at this point. Obviously, that I would stay away from because there's actual costs associated to doing that. So I would avoid doing that. Next thing that we do, and not that this is like a steps 1, 2, 3. These are just things that we do. In no particular order. Second is tell your customers if they would want to get on the waiting list, and like if someone says, oh, you're starting to do window tint now, and you're like, yeah, we're just getting into it. Probably in like 4 months, we'll start offering the service. So if you would like and wait for that, we'll give you a very steep discount because we're just getting started. So if you want, like, I can reach back out to you, whatever 4 months is from now, and see if you're still interested. Oh yeah, of course. Like I've been wanting to get my windows tinted. Yeah, give me a call or reach out to me and I'll schedule it in. You guys do great work, so I'd love to get my windows tinted here. I already start building up that list of people that might want it. Talk to your current customers. Hey, have you thought about getting your windows tinted? We're gonna offer it in a few months here. We're just trying to see like if our customers have been requesting that or want that or have looked at other shops or what have you. So already start to get insights with your customers to see maybe some customers want it right now and they don't want to go look for another detail, or they don't want to go look for a tint installer. Maybe they were looking for a tint installer, but then if I had a quality one. So if they're already your customer and spending money with you and you tell them, oh, hey, by the way, I'm going to start offering this service, they might be like, oh, yes, like I was just talking about that with my whoever and, we were looking for someone and, oh, man, 4 months. Okay, great. I'll wait on that. Right. So just talk to your customers and let them know because they already know, like, and trust you. Like they already have a relationship with you. And like detailers are a prime, like if you have a car that's coming to your shop for whatever service, they're a prime candidate for window tint. So once you get the window tint ball rolling, you'd also want to start cross-selling or upselling as much as you can because everyone that comes for a detail can benefit from window tint. So next thing that I do here, this one was more so for window tint and PPF. But if it's film services, not so much vinyl wrap, but more so window tint and PPF. And for us, more specifically window tint, is that try to find a local supplier to control your inventory spend in the beginning. So like, when we first started offering tint, I would watch a lot of videos on like how others started their tint shop or what they do. And it's like, yeah, and when we started, I spent $5,000 on inventory. Now we spend, like the videos that I watch, now we spend $8,000, $10,000 on inventory. And, they say, yeah, you need a lot of options because this is that. And I was like, well, the thing I wanted to avoid is because this has happened multiple times already where you assume what the customers want. So when you're on the website, whatever brand you're using, and it's like, okay, hey, I want, carbon in 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 40, just as an example. Like, yeah, I want all those shades. And yeah, in ceramic, give me 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 50, 60, 70. And then standard, yeah, I need standard too. So give me in 5, 10. And you want to offer this wide range of services in all these different shades. And you're like, yeah, because if a customer asks for that, I want to give them that. And if they want this, I'll give them this. And well, there's a little bit of a difference in that shade, but what if a customer wants this and we can't do that? And it's very easy to order a ton of material because you're thinking about like a what if scenario in your head of like, well, what if a customer wants this? And what if a customer wants that? And what if they want this? And what if they want that? And I need to have this and I'm going to have that. And it's like, yeah, I need to spend $8,000 on film. So the way that we did it is as far as practicing is like we would just practice with standard film, like dyed film, the cheapest film, because we were gonna go through it multiple times. Like we would install tint, take it off, do it again. Install tint, take it off, do it again. So so the way that we would do it is we would first like I wanted to see like is there any local like film suppliers, tint suppliers for window tint. And sure enough, in our area, I was like, oh wow, there's a local, and then they're like a reputable brand. I was like, oh man, this is perfect. Like because I didn't want to have to order from Dallas or from other state or something, because I was like, man, like if I need to order something, I can like go place the order, pick it up, and bring it back. And what I would do is basically when we would book in a job, and they said, yeah, I want ceramic 20% all around. We would go purchase ceramic 20% and bring it back. It'd be like, hey, we purchase it uh Thursday at 4 p.m. and we'll go pick it up Friday 9 a.m. and have it back at the shop by 9:30. And we would do that over and over and over. If the next customer came in for carbon 25%, we'd go purchase that and bring it back and use that to install the film. And for many months, like we just kept on doing that to see what are people purchasing. And good thing we didn't, because at first we had a few with the brand that we use. It's called standard film. Like, it's a step above dyed. Like, there's no heat rejection to it. So we had a few standard films, and after a while, it's like, yeah, our customers aren't really like 90% of what we're selling is ceramic. So it's like, yeah, actually, let's just cut off that standard option. Like, it has no heat rejection capabilities. It's not that well priced because like it's standard film. So like, yeah, let's just get rid of that. So we got rid of it. And it wasn't like a big cost to us, because it's not like we ordered $4,000 worth of film of standard and now we're like, oh, well, now we're gonna get rid of it. It's like, no, like that was the whole intent behind this. Of like, let's not assume what the customers are gonna want. Let's get those customers, let's book them in, and let's just go order exactly what they want. So now we'll put orders in of $2,000, $3,000 at a time with whatever film that we need. But that's now. Like, now, like, hey, yeah, order $2,000 worth of film for these things that we need, and they'll, we'll order it, and we'll get 2, 3, 4 rolls of whatever we need. But back then it was like, hey, just order that, go get it, and bring it back, because we wanted to manage. Like, yeah, let's just see what people want. Like, let's not assume what they're gonna purchase, and then we're gonna have a bunch of material that we're literally never gonna use because people aren't buying this. Like, this isn't what we're selling. So that's how we were able to manage our inventory and keep our costs down. That way, more so, like, we know what people are gonna buy and we know what to order instead of assuming what people are going to order. Next, when it comes to practicing, is the 2-day training course or the 3-day training course you take is just the beginning. The mastery happens back at your shop or back at your garage, right? The training that you go to, the 2-3-day training, is an introductory course. The mastery happens when you practice every single day. And whether it was vinyl wrap or PPF or window tint, we practiced every single day. In the morning, lunch break, after work, or days off, we practiced and practiced and practiced every single day. We'd have our personal vehicles, friends' vehicles. We would just practice and practice and practice. The mastery happens in the day-to-day practice. The more you can practice, the better you'll get faster. The less you practice, the longer it's going to take you to get better. So whether it's vinyl wrap, PPF, and it's going to be a bit harder with PPF, because PPF, like, you have to buy the roll. Like, with window tint, technically you don't need technically you can do window tint without the plotter and still get the job done, depending on the vehicle. With vinyl wrap, no plotter needed because you're going to bulk everything. With PPF, it's like you can bulk it, but like you're going to waste a lot of material. The roll itself is going to be like, what, $900, $1,200. And just for you to practice on that, it's like, oh man, like that's kind of expensive. And then like if you want to do like a full installation, like, or at least like if you have if you're practicing like on a complicated vehicle, you need the plotter because you need the kits to be cut out, and the plotter itself can be what, $3,000, $7,000, $10,000. So for PPF, it's a bit more difficult. But for vinyl wrap and window tint, we'd practice every single day on whatever vehicle that we could. We would just practice and practice and practice. So, So next one is when you offer the service to customers, you're gonna be slow and you're going to make mistakes. There's no way around it. Like I got what was the question on Instagram? It was like, what was the question? It's like, what do you do when like something doesn't go as expected, or like you're trying something new and you just can't get it down? It's not something to that effect. And or like, what do you do when it takes long to learn a new service? Something like that. And my answer was like, when you're offering a new service, even after you've practiced over and over and over and over and over and over, once you do it on a customer's vehicle, it's like, oh snap, like we're here now. Like this is the real thing. You have to know and understand and anticipate you taking a lot longer, making mistakes, wasting material. It's just going to happen. So when we started doing vinyl wrap, window tint, doesn't matter. When Angel would start installing it, I'm like, hey man, like no pressure. You're gonna take a long time. You're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna have to redo it multiple times. Just go through it. Like there's no pressure on our end to say, hey, this has to get done in 3 hours so we can make $90 an hour. And hey, don't waste that much material. Like in the beginning, you're going to make all the mistakes. So you have to understand and know that and not only be okay with it, but like that's expected to make a lot of mistakes because you're just getting started. So in the beginning phases, like that's why I mean, obviously, like that's why we practice so much, and you bring friends vehicles and family vehicles and personal vehicles and just practice and practice and practice so that by the time you do a customer's vehicle, it's like, oh man, I already did like a dozen of these. So like I'm not brand new at this. Like I understand what I'm doing now. Granted, I'm still gonna take long and I want to make it perfect, and I'm gonna if I see whatever, I'm gonna redo it again. But like doing dozens and dozens of vehicles before you do your first customer's vehicle, it's a big difference. So, but even with that being said, when we're first doing it, it's like there's no pressure. We're not. I'm talking about. I'm always talking about. Hey, track your budgeted hours and make sure you're hitting your hourly rate goal and all these things. When you're offering a new service, that's not needed. Like you're not there to make a profit and hit your numbers the first dozen or so times you're offering a new service to customers because you're still in the learning phase. You still have to go through all these vehicles and see like, oh, so how does this work? And should we take this long? And is this the right way to do it? And like, you're still in the learning phases, even after all the practicing when you're working on a customer's vehicle. So you have to be okay with things not going right. Like you're not going to be profitable on those jobs. Like you have to get through that learning curve. Which again, like that's why it's so important to be profitable and to know your numbers because like on those jobs that whether it's you or an employee that's learning that new service, you're gonna lose money on those jobs. Like you are 100% losing money on those jobs because you're still going through the learning curve. You're still going through like, okay, so this is a new one. I'm a little more nervous. I want to make sure it's perfect, and I'm gonna take a little longer because I'm gonna check everything here and do everything there. So naturally, like you will lose money, rightfully so, because like you're not gonna be efficient and quick after practicing, a couple of dozens of times and be like, oh, I'm a master now. No, like that's gonna come over time. So you have to be okay and expect going slower, losing money, because you're still just learning at it. And again, over time, you're just gonna get faster and better. That's it. If you compare our first window tint job, a year and a half ago or whatever, maybe 2 years now, almost 2 years. No, I don't know. Yeah, a year and a half ago to now, it's like a night and day difference. Like those are two different people now. The time it takes us is completely different. How we prep the window is completely different. How we install it is completely different. What we charge is completely different. Our process to book that customer in is completely different. So, over time, you'll just naturally get better and you'll progress and evolve and just improve overall. Also another thing, next one here is that your prices are going to be on the lower end because you're still just learning, right? Like it's okay. Like you're such in the new phase of everything. Especially if if a new service you're going to offer is correction and coatings, it's still within the realm of detailing. So like you still have to prep it and wash the wheels and tires and wash the vehicle and clay bar and iron decon and do all this and to get to the correction and polishing, right? So it's still very well within detailing. When you offer, whether it's a film service, window tint, PPF, vinyl, whether it's PDR, paint is dent removal, those are basically a second business that you're adding inside your detailing business, because there's businesses out there that just focus on tint. Maybe not so much PPF, but like film in itself is its own business, right? Whether it's window tint or you're doing window tint and PPF, that in itself is its own business. So when we talk about taking long when you're first offering the service, when we're talking about right now about your pricing, you're learning a brand new thing. You're learning the new sales process. You're learning the new installation process. You're understanding how long it's actually taking. You're understanding how much you should be charging. So all these things are going to be basically brand new, like you're starting a new business. So naturally, so in the beginning, you're going to charge lower because you're still brand new to it. You don't have dozens and dozens of cars of customers paying you for that service to understand like, yeah, hey, this kind of vehicle takes us around this amount of hours, and this vehicle takes us this amount. And if it's in this condition, it'll take us this much longer. And hey, when you're quoting on this one, make sure you look at this, because last time we did this and that added double the time to that. So make sure you're accounting for that. Like, you don't know all these nuances because it's a whole new system. It's a whole new process. So in the beginning specifically, you are going to charge much lower. And as you find your baseline to everything, you understand, okay, and the last 12 that we did, we took around 5.5 hours. So, hey, kind of start pricing towards that. And then you go a little more, and hey, we're actually getting faster now. Instead of 5.5, it's 4.5. And like over time, you get better with your process, with your efficiency, with your pricing. So over time, your pricing will get better. But in the beginning, yeah, like in the beginning phases, I didn't care about saying, hey, we have to charge at least this much because we're gonna spend this. Like in the beginning, I just want the cars in, so we get more practice on actual paying customers' vehicles, and so we can see what the pricing is like. Like, hey, go do this job. Okay, it took you 6 hours. We charge this much. Is that enough? Well, also you have to account for, we're very slow. We don't have a plotter yet. We're doing everything by hand. You're still new to it. So, well, I think a big part of this is also we're just so brand new to it. So maybe our pricing isn't that bad. We're just very slow right now. So our hourly rate goal isn't that good. But if we kept everything the same and we just cut down our process in half, well, now we're actually not doing that bad. And now if we just raise our prices by 15% now, well, actually now you combine that we're getting better and we're being more efficient. We have the plotter, and we just increase our prices by 15%. Oh, well, now we're sitting a lot better now with where we are with everything. But that comes again over time. Right off the bat, it's okay to charge lower because you're doing this brand new thing that you still need to get your baseline for. So that is just some of the stuff that we do when we offer a new service. I don't, like there's so many deviations with one service of what you can do. So like technically with our interior details, we've also branched off to offer like smoke odor removal, right? Which like the core of it, it's still interior detail, just with a few extra steps, right? But technically, that's a separate service than our interior detail, and it's priced differently, and the process is slightly different, right? Another interior service that we offer is a water damage restoration. And then it could still be a deviation from interior detailing. It's just a different process and a different goal that we're after. So there's deviations within each service. So even with like window tint, right? Obviously automotive, you're doing it on cars. Well, then the next thing is like if you wanted to, you could also go do architectural tint, right? Whether it be residential or commercial. So like at this point, I don't think we're gonna offer any other new services. But like for instance, the next thing that we're looking at is architectural tint, like doing homes. Now again, we haven't done a house yet. We don't have the architectural film. But if we are gonna offer this service, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna follow the same steps. I'm gonna publish a page on our website, marketing our residential home window tint, and get the ball rolling like that. So, anyways, yeah, I'll stop right there. If you want more training on just about running your business, whether it's marketing or sales or doing SEO on your own website. I have all my training on everything you need to know inside of Detailers Growth Academy. You can click the link down below. Every month, I am adding more and more content to that training. So whether it is on sales or marketing or knowing your numbers or hiring or anything that involves with growing your business, it'll all be included inside of the Academy. So you can check the link down below, and I'll talk to you on the next one.